Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into something that's part of most people's daily routines: coffee. You might start your day with a cup, or two, or even three. But have you ever wondered how that caffeine actually impacts your body? Is it just a simple habit, or does it affect us in more ways than we realize? Well, today we're going to explore the truth about coffee and how caffeine affects our health, especially as we get older. Let's face it, coffee is the world's most popular beverage. It's comforting, energizing, and often the first thing we reach for in the morning. Whether it's the rich aroma or that warm, bold flavor, coffee has a special place in our lives. But beyond the delicious taste, have you ever stopped to think about what's going on inside your body when you drink that cup of joe? We all know that coffee can give us a boost of energy, but is it all good? And what's the deal with caffeine? Does it have benefits, or can it be harmful over time? How does it affect your heart, your sleep, or even your brain as we age? Well, today we're going to break it all down. We're going to look at how caffeine works in your body, the short-term effects, and the long-term impact on your health, especially for seniors. Does drinking coffee every day benefit your overall well-being, or should we start cutting back? Is caffeine a friend or a foe when it comes to managing your health in the later years? So grab your coffee, or tea if that's your thing, and let's dive in and find out what happens to your body when you consume coffee regularly and whether it's helping or hindering your health. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how coffee affects your body and how you can enjoy it in a way that works best for you. The positive effects of coffee on your body. Let's start with the positives. Yes, coffee isn't just a pick-me-up. It's actually got some surprising health benefits that many people don't realize. For starters, coffee is packed with antioxidants. These little warriors help protect your cells from damage caused by free radicals, which could lead to aging and diseases like cancer. So when you drink coffee, you're actually giving your body a boost in its defense system. Next, let's talk about the brain. Coffee, thanks to its caffeine content, can improve focus, concentration, and memory. This can be especially helpful as we get older and might notice our cognitive functions slowing down. Caffeine stimulates the central nervous system, which can make us feel more alert and even improve mental clarity. Coffee has also been linked to a lower risk of certain neurological diseases, like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Studies suggest that the antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties in coffee might help protect the brain from degenerative conditions. So that morning cup might not just be keeping you awake, it could be helping your brain stay sharp. The role of caffeine and its impact on heart health. Now, let's talk about heart health. Coffee has often been criticized for its potential to cause heart problems due to its caffeine content. But recent studies show that moderate coffee consumption may actually benefit your heart. In fact, people who drink coffee regularly may have a lower risk of heart disease and stroke. Caffeine can stimulate the heart and increase heart rate temporarily, but for most people, this effect is short-lived. Interestingly, coffee drinkers have been shown to have lower levels of harmful inflammation, which is a risk factor for heart disease. In moderation, coffee can help keep your heart healthy by improving circulation and reducing the risk of clot formation. However, it's important to note that drinking too much coffee, especially in sensitive individuals, can cause an increase in blood pressure. If you already have hypertension or other heart conditions, it's best to moderate your intake and consult with your doctor. Coffee and digestion. Let's talk about how coffee affects your digestion. For many, a cup of coffee in the morning can get things moving in the digestive system. That's because coffee stimulates the production of stomach acid and promotes peristalsis, which is the process that helps move food through the digestive tract. However, coffee can also irritate the stomach lining in some people, especially when consumed on an empty stomach. This might lead to discomfort, acid reflux, or indigestion. If you've ever felt a burning sensation or bloating after your coffee, you're not alone. But don't worry, if you enjoy your cup of joe and have sensitive digestion, try having a small snack with your coffee or opting for a lower acid coffee to minimize the risk of discomfort. Coffee and weight management. Another interesting aspect of coffee is its potential role in weight management. Caffeine is a well-known appetite suppressant, which can make you feel less hungry for a while after drinking coffee. But more importantly, caffeine boosts your metabolism and encourages fat burning. That's why many fat-burning supplements contain caffeine. It can help speed up the process of burning fat. For seniors looking to maintain a healthy weight, drinking a cup of coffee might actually help, by increasing energy expenditure and fat oxidation. However, it's still important to be mindful of sugar and cream added to coffee, as those can add extra calories. The negative effects of coffee on your body. While coffee has its benefits, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Consuming too much coffee can lead to negative effects. For instance, caffeine is a diuretic, which means it increases urine production and can lead to dehydration if you're not drinking enough water to balance it out. For older adults, staying hydrated is crucial, so it's important to drink water alongside your coffee. Excessive coffee consumption can also interfere with sleep. Since caffeine can stay in your system for several hours, drinking coffee too late in the day can disrupt your sleep cycle. Sleep is essential for overall health, especially as we age, so it's best to limit coffee intake to the morning or early afternoon. Caffeine sensitivity and how it affects people differently. Not everyone reacts to coffee in the same way. Some people are more sensitive to caffeine than others, and this can lead to side effects like jitteriness, anxiety, or a racing heart. If you have these symptoms, it might be a sign that you need to cut back or switch to a lower caffeine option, such as decaf coffee or herbal teas. As we age, our bodies also become less efficient at metabolizing caffeine. That means you might feel the effects of caffeine more strongly than you did when you were younger. It's important to listen to your body and adjust your coffee habits accordingly. How much coffee is too much? So how much coffee is too much? It varies from person to person, but generally it's safe to consume up to 3-4 cups a day. That's roughly 300 milligrams of caffeine, which is the amount most people can handle without negative effects. However, drinking more than this can lead to insomnia, jitteriness, and a higher risk of heart palpitations. If you're new to coffee or have concerns about how it's affecting your health, start slow and see how your body responds. Everyone's tolerance to caffeine is different, and it's important to find the right balance for you. Coffee and mental health. Now let's talk about coffee and its effects on mental health. Many people enjoy coffee because it gives them that boost of energy and helps them feel more focused and alert. But did you know that caffeine can also affect your mood? For some, caffeine can improve their mood by increasing the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals are responsible for feelings of happiness and well-being. This is why a cup of coffee can make you feel more energized and positive, especially in the morning. However, for others, too much caffeine can have the opposite effect. It can cause anxiety, nervousness, and irritability. Overconsumption of coffee can lead to restlessness and make it harder for you to relax or sleep. So if you tend to feel anxious or jittery after drinking coffee, it might be a good idea to cut back or try a different option, like herbal teas or decaf coffee. The best time to drink coffee. When is the best time to drink coffee? Many people reach for their first cup as soon as they wake up, but there's actually a better time for optimal benefits. The body's natural production of cortisol, the stress hormone, peaks in the morning right after you wake up. Since caffeine also stimulates cortisol production, it can lead to an increase in stress and anxiety if you drink coffee right away. A better time to drink coffee is later in the morning, once your cortisol levels begin to drop. This is usually around 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. By waiting a bit, you allow your body's natural energy cycle to work with the caffeine instead of against it. Also, try to avoid drinking coffee too late in the afternoon or evening, as it can interfere with your ability to fall asleep. Different types of coffee and their effects. You might be wondering if all coffee is the same. The truth is, not all coffee is created equal, and different types of coffee can have varying effects on your body. For example, espresso has a higher concentration of caffeine per ounce compared to regular brewed coffee. This means you'll get a stronger dose of caffeine, which can be great if you need a quick pick-me-up. But it can also increase the risk of side effects like anxiety and jitteriness. On the other hand, decaf coffee offers the taste and ritual of coffee without the caffeine. It's a good option for those who enjoy the flavor, but want to avoid the stimulating effects of caffeine. However, it's important to note that decaf coffee still contains a small amount of caffeine, just much less than regular coffee. Cold brew coffee is another option that has gained popularity in recent years. It's made by steeping coffee grounds in cold water for an extended period, which results in a smoother, less acidic drink. Cold brew also tends to have a higher caffeine content compared to regular brewed coffee, so be mindful of how much you drink. Coffee and bone health. As we age, it's essential to pay attention to our bone health, and coffee can play a role in this. Some studies suggest that consuming too much caffeine can interfere with calcium absorption in the body, potentially leading to weakened bones over time. However, this doesn't mean you need to give up coffee entirely. If you enjoy your daily cup, consider balancing it with adequate calcium intake. This could include calcium-rich foods like leafy greens, dairy products, or calcium-fortified alternatives. You can also talk to your doctor about taking calcium supplements if needed. Coffee and hydration. You've probably heard that coffee can dehydrate you, and while it's true that caffeine is a mild diuretic, it can make you urinate more frequently. Studies show that the fluid you get from coffee still contributes to your overall hydration. In other words, coffee does hydrate you, but you should still be mindful of drinking enough water throughout the day. As we age, staying hydrated becomes even more important, as dehydration can lead to confusion, constipation, and other health problems. So, while your coffee can count toward your daily hydration needs, don't forget to drink water regularly as well. The bottom line, is coffee good or bad for you? So, what's the verdict on coffee? Is it good for you or should you skip it altogether? Well, like most things in life, moderation is key. For most people, drinking coffee in moderation can have several health benefits, including improved brain function, heart health, and even a reduced risk of certain diseases. But just like anything else, too much coffee can lead to problems like anxiety, insomnia, and digestive issues. If you're someone who enjoys coffee, there's no reason to stop, but it's important to be aware of how much you're drinking and how it affects your body. If you find that coffee causes more harm than good, you might want to consider cutting back or switching to decaf. Listen to your body and make adjustments as needed. Coffee can be a great tool to help you stay alert, but it's important to balance it with a healthy lifestyle that includes good nutrition, exercise, and enough sleep. And there you have it, the truth about coffee and how caffeine impacts your body and health. Whether you're a daily coffee drinker or someone who enjoys an occasional cup, coffee can be part of a healthy lifestyle when consumed mindfully and in moderation. The key takeaway here is that coffee is not inherently bad. It's all about how much you're drinking, when you're drinking it, and what else is going on in your overall health. We've talked about how caffeine can boost your energy, improve focus, and even provide some long-term health benefits like reduced risk of certain diseases. But we've also seen that too much coffee, especially later in life, can lead to problems like anxiety, disrupted sleep, and even heart palpitations. As we get older, our bodies may become more sensitive to caffeine, so it's important to listen to what your body is telling you. Remember, it's all about balance. Enjoy your coffee, but don't forget to pay attention to your body's needs and make adjustments as necessary. If you start feeling jittery or having trouble sleeping, it might be time to cut back or switch to a decaffeinated version. And if you're drinking coffee with added sugar or cream, think about making healthier choices so that your coffee works with your health goals, not against them. With the right approach, coffee can be a delicious and energizing part of your routine, helping you feel your best as you age. It's all about moderation, timing, and understanding how your body responds. So enjoy that cup of coffee, but remember, your health comes first, and coffee should complement your overall well-being, not complicate it. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health, sip by sip. Take care of yourself, make mindful choices, and keep enjoying the small pleasures that help make life so much sweeter. Cheers to good health.